Guess what? We actually have some good news. Guantanamo Bay, it's one of the biggest blights on America's history and our apparent record or wanting to be the freest nation in the world. This is one of the biggest stains on our collective consciousness, that we have a president that won't close down such a horrible institution, that we have military soldiers that treat other humans like dogs, and that all of our tax dollars are funding it. But guess what? Finally, after months and months of force feeding, somebody decided to stand up and say no. Last summer, the authorities in Guantanamo Bay began force feeding inmates after a hunger strike spread. At one point, there was 100 participants involved in the hunger strike. Before December 2nd, 2013, officials used to give out numbers on how many people were involved in the hunger strike, what their conditions were, and how they were doing. After that, they stopped giving out numbers, so to this day, nobody knows exactly how many people are still involved in the hunger strike anymore. Prisoner Abu Wal Diab, who's a Syrian citizen who's fighting to have the force feeding stop, he told his lawyer that a male nurse told the authorities, "I have come to the decision that I refuse to participate in this criminal act." He also told them, "Before we came here, we were told a different story. The story we were told was completely opposite of what I saw." Last year, rapper Mos Def actually underwent the force feeding. But I want to give a huge round of applause, totally commend this nurse here at Guantanamo Bay. Can you imagine the pressure to be in that environment and to watch this stuff happening on a daily basis, and to think that maybe you became a nurse or you went into the medical profession because you actually wanted to help people, and you're sitting there having to force feed human beings and stuff tubes down their nose, up their throats and everything. It's a horrible thing to see, I imagine. It's horrible just to watch the video of Mos Def, so I can only imagine when it's happening every single day to around 100 people or so. It's got to disturb you. So awesome job, another victory for humanity. A human being shows that despite what the authorities and the higher ups and the laws may tell you, it doesn't mean that it's right to do these things, and you can still show compassion and be a human being and stop doing these unjust, disgusting acts. Score one for humanity.
From a quote by Mike Zentz that reads, "A libertarian is someone who believes in the non-aggression principle, an anarchist is someone who understands it, and an agorist is someone who practices it." As soon